Today I'm going to set up my a small bubbleponics hydroponics system. I'm going to grow some lettuce and hopefully spinach and Swiss chard. And what I've got is a 17 quart Rubbermaid plastic container. I've got some 3-inch net pots. Can you see that? And an air stone like you would use for an aquarium pump, and 1/4-inch aquarium tubing. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide where I want. I think I can fit 6 net pots in this container. So I'll just lay those out. And then I'm going to draw around each one with a Sharpie. And when I cut this opening, I'm going to go in about 1/4 of an inch and cut that so it's got a little room it can sit in. So do these, and then I'll cut this out, and I'll come back and show you what's next. Okay, I took a 1/4-inch drill and drilled a hole for the air tube, and then threaded it through and attached the air stone. And hopefully that's going to sit nicely on the bottom and not float too much. Okay, then I'm going to cut this off and attach the, there's a little valve that came with the pump that, we need another piece of tube, that will prevent water from backing up into the pump if there should be a power failure. So we'll plug that in there, and then this is going to sit on the back of the table, and we'll plug it in. And now I'm going to go cut the holes in the lid. Okay, I'm just going to start with a gallon. I'm just going to pour it through one of the net pots. We'll see how far we get with a gallon. And I think we're going to need another, at least a half gallon, but I'm going to fill out the jug with another gallon and see what we get. Okay, I'll top this off. And some of you who might be familiar with hydroponic, with bubbleponics, might be wondering why I'm using a translucent container for my reservoir, because usually you want to use a dark, opaque plastic, or spray paint your clear container black, and it looks like 2 gallons is going to be just about what we want. I had seen several videos where people had experimented with translucent green plastic in bins like this, or with for example 7-Up bottles, which are Sprite bottles, which are green plastic, and they found that they didn't have any trouble with algae growth. So now we're gonna, this is my my nutrient. It's called Roots Organics Buddha Grow, and we wanted to go with organic instead of the more typical chemicals. And this is derived from bat guano, worm castings, soy protein, hydro something or another. Bifocals are failing me here. Kelp extract, molasses, and yucca extract. And for seedlings, which we're putting in here, it says we want 2 to 3 teaspoons per gallon. And so we're going to pop that out. 3 teaspoons would be a tablespoon, so we're going to put about 2 tablespoons in. And this stuff is thick, and we won't talk about what it looks like. I'm just going to mix that in. And I should have probably mixed it in my gallon and shaken it up, but I think that the bubbler is gonna get that mixed in pretty good. Well, it's not quite a tablespoon for the second one. And see how well we can rinse that spoon off. Ooh. And I'll stick that in that pot in there, and then I'll go get my little baby plants. Alrighty, got our little bubbles going in there, and what the bubbler is for is that it keeps the water aerated, because, you know, plants don't want stagnant water to draw their nutrients out of, and I think the bubbling also helps prevent algae growth, but don't quote me on that one because I might be making that up. So I'm going to take a net pot and pull one of my little lettuces here. Uh oh, are you guys all tangled up? They've gotten really leggy, even though I had them in a really nice bright window. Oh, look at that nice long root. So I wonder if we can fish that nice long root down. Oh, it's not going to behave. Okay, well, you'll just have to be in here. And we're going to take some of our hydroton or hydroton, depending on who you ask. I wonder if you have to where you can see it. And what it is it's expanded clay pellets. And they look like they'd be really heavy, but they're not. And they hold our little plant in place in its little peat thingy. And when you get the hydroton, whatever it is, out of the bag, it's really dusty. It's got a lot of red clay dust. Because what it is it's pellets of expanded clay. And so even though, like I said, even though it looks heavy, it's not heavy at all. And that will hold it in there and give the little root something to grow through. And we'll just sit you down in there, and that's red romaine. And I think I have another red romaine. I think I have 2 more. Excuse me, pardon my bronchitis. Okay, I have 3. And my spinach didn't ever come up, so I'm gonna have to Google germination tips for spinach and see if I can't get some spinach to grow. And only one of my my rainbow chard, also known as 5-color silver beet, only one of those came up, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. And then the net pots that I'm not using today, oh, get your little leaf out of there, honey. I will cover with aluminum foil so we don't have too much evaporation from those. Okay, and then these are going to be in this nice bright window, and hopefully they'll be happy because this is the brightest window I have. Look at those nice long roots. And in the cloner or seed starter tray here, I have not used any nutrients, so they've just been growing in water, so they're going to be happy to get some nutrient here. Wow, those little clay pod things are like, or not clay, they're compressed peat, and they're just like little sponges there. It's amazing. They don't come apart at all. Whoops. Flinging them all over the place. I'm not sure, I might have that one sitting up too high. But I guess as long as it stays moist, it's okay. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put our little Swiss chard buddy here. Okay, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Ooh, there's quite a little mat of roots under here. Might be the cabbages, but the cabbages need to be repotted into some potting mix because they are going to go outside. And all these tomatoes are going to go in. I saw a video, and now I can't remember who it was, but I'll link his channel, who has been experimenting the last couple of years with passive sock, that's sock, S-O-C-K, hydroponics, and has appeared to have some really good results. So I'm going to experiment with that with my tomatoes because we rent and the landlord won't let me dig up the yard. So my gardening is done in containers, and I have had trouble during the massive heat waves we've had here in western Pennsylvania the last couple summers with keeping the container tomatoes watered sufficiently. And during those heat waves, their pollen gets sticky and they drop off. They don't pollinate and they drop off their blossoms, and then we don't get any. Then they start setting tomatoes in the fall when the temperatures cool down, and we don't have time for them to ripe. So we have lots of green tomatoes the last couple of years, and hardly, and we might get, you know, a handful of ripe tomatoes. So hopefully in the hydroponics it'll be a lot easier to keep them watered, and we'll have better success. But we're going to see what happens. I'm going to slide this back closer to the window, and we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. Thanks. Have a great evening. Or, well, whatever time of day it is for you. It's evening for me. Later.